Kakashi beats the crap out of a couple of kids, and it's pretty freaking awesome. That's right, the Genin exam is finally over, and spoiler warning, every single student passes. Just like the original bell test itself, it's not so much about collecting the bell as it is learning a valuable life lesson, which is the tried and true saying from Kakashi that those who go against the mission are scum, but those who do not work with their comrades or help out their friends are lower than scum. We've heard it from Obito, we've heard it from Kakashi, we've even heard it from Naruto before, and it's being brought back in this week's episode of Boruto, which honestly was pretty freaking solid. I mean, this episode was straight up awesome. I mean, allow me to just gush a little bit about this episode, if you will. Wasabi Izuno, a character who was only introduced in the anime version, has officially become one of my favorite characters of the series, and all because of her one unique gimmick, which basically allows her to transform into a chakra-infused feral cat person. This is just one of many amazing scenes from this episode right here. I especially love that she calls this ability Neko Kabori, which in Japanese is some sort of phrase which is similar to a wolf in sheep's clothing. Basically, it's insinuating the fact that she, on the outside, is very bubbly and happy, but she's hiding this inner ferocious version of herself, which she only utilizes when she's in a desperate battle. And I love that she's able to bring out this massive scroll, she lays it out, she does the jutsu, she does all the signs, and then suddenly she pulls her hood over. Just like this, man. I'm not even freaking kidding. It's just a coincidence I was wearing this hood, actually. And all these freaking cat ears pop up. She has her tail, which pops out. Her claws grow out, and she's incredibly fast. That combined with the look of her hood, with the shadows and the glowing eyes, man, it's awesome. And it's unlike anything that I've seen from Naruto. And I really love it because we have a character in the first half of the series, Kiba, who's like a dog ninja. And now we finally have our cat ninja. It's awesome. I really, really loved that. Another thing that I really loved about this episode was just the pure ferocity of Kakashi. I love how incredibly powerful he seemed in this episode and how just he could not be stopped. And by the end of the episode, they really don't stop him at all. They don't get the bell, but they all end up working together, which is the main thing. But I love the scene at the beginning where Kakashi just has Boruto in this hold, and he's telling him that with his current abilities and what it is he's doing and striving for, what sort of drive he has, what it is that basically propels him to be a ninja is not going to work. And he should just give up with the rest of his friends. They're not good enough to be ninja in this hardcore ninja world. He even reveals that he was actually in disguise to him. I love that he just puts his hand on his face. You see Boruto's reaction in the next shot. Kakashi, there he is with his weird Sukeya look, and then they do this great shot where they go like behind a tree, and in the next frame it goes back to his normal face with the mask and everything. It's just so awesome, and it's little scenes like this that always make Kakashi seem like such a commanding and awesome ninja. I'm a big Kakashi fanboy, so of course I had to gush about that a little bit, but I loved it. But his battles at the end against all of the students were fantastic. The choreography was really hard-hitting, and just a lot of really unique camera angles. It's the type of thing that's fun to rewatch. Like when he starts fighting against the clones of Boruto, he initially believes that he can only create 4, when suddenly all these other clones start popping up, which is actually just Boruto's classmates who've used the transformation jutsu to transform into him. And he starts to get flabbergasted a little bit, but then he collects himself, and then he just starts going to town on all of them. There's a great shot where he like kicks one, punches one, and then does this like karate chop right under Boruto's neck, and it's all right up in the screen. And I never even saw that the first time I saw the scene, but I had to rewatch it a couple times just because how fantastic it actually was. But as far as like the structure of this episode, the first half is Boruto losing to Kakashi and having to retreat back to his friends. Some of them have actually still been captured by Anko, and basically it's used as a trap to try and bring more people in so that they can get captured, and then eventually they'll just remove all their headbands and they won't be able to take down Kakashi. But this leads to this really fantastic scene where Iwabe confronts Boruto about the fact that he's sick of being like talked down to, And it's because of Boruto that every single person in the classroom actually wants to become a ninja in the first place. He's sort of the glue that holds everyone together and propels them forward. Basically, he's the main character of the series, and he doesn't seem as if he really wants that initially, but he realizes how important it is to the class and how they've all been influenced by it, and responsibly, he has to lead them. And that's what happens in this really great scene where we finally get to see all the characters working together in tandem. A lot of unique techniques as they take down Anko, Konohamaru, and Kakashi. It's really fantastic. Like I said, the Wasabi scene was really, really great. I especially love that we got to learn a little bit more about her friend Namida's powers as well. Apparently, she's just really loud. She can, like, project her voice and, like, scream. You know, it's the type of stuff that you see in American comic books and in movies and everything, and it almost doesn't seem like a ninja ability. It almost seems like something that belongs in, like, My Hero Academia. In fact, it already does exist there with a character by the name of Present Mike. But Namida here is really funny how she manages to trick Anko and just knock her out completely by just screaming and yelling. Basically, she cries people to death. It's really funny, to be perfectly honest. We also have the Defeat of Konohamaru, which is a group effort as well, with Boruto and Sarada working together and utilizing that Sharingan technique, and even using Denki, which was really awesome. They managed to not only capture Konohamaru off guard, but use a genjutsu to trick him, and he didn't even notice that a kunai had been thrown into that weird frickin' putty patrol thing that he's wearing on his chest. And then there's the final scene with Kakashi, which is just fantastic. It's got great animation, it's super fast, and it gives us some stuff that we've never actually seen from the series, and it also gives us the very cool revelation that Metal Lee can actually use ninjutsu, unlike his father, Rock Lee. Yes, avid viewers will actually notice that scene. He takes a part in the sealing jutsu portion of the episode, where all the characters do this, like, sealing jutsu on Kakashi to keep him from moving so that Boruto can go in and grab the bell. And it's a really great scene. It's pretty much the moment where Kakashi realizes that they are all going to graduate, but he still manages to take them all out with his purple lightning. Like, that, even with all of them sealing them at once, he could still just knock them all away. That's still how big of a difference there actually is in their powers. But that's it. They all pass. They're completely exhausted beyond belief. And I love the scene where Shino is giving them one final farewell from the academy. He does a hand sign, and then suddenly the white headbands that they're actually wearing transform into their ninja headbands, which is a really flashy way of doing things, and unlike what we actually saw in the first season. And I always love when they mix things up and show us something new. And it was a really triumphant scene, seeing everybody react to it. People were crying, like Metal Lee and Iwabe getting together, Namida crying, of course. And that final shot, of course, with Boruto, who just lifted up his headband. It was a really great episode, and it's sort of like the graduation from the first half of the series as we move forward into the future of Boruto, and what a bright future it is going to be. I'm very excited. So, what's the rundown on this week's episode of Boruto Naruto Next Generations? I could not praise this episode enough. It left me with a good feeling. It was action-packed. It had fantastic characterization, not to mention it finally brought together a lot of those side characters and allowed them to do something and actually make me care about them a little bit more. Like I said, Wasabi's ability to basically become a cat ninja is awesome. The tail that she's been wearing the entire time has always been a sign that there's something kind of weird about her. I thought it would be either something related to monkeys, but it's cats, and it looks awesome. It's distinct and unlike anything we've seen. I love the look of the green chakra. She just looks so unique and cool for the series. I loved all the things with Kakashi in this episode. Just every single moment with him was perfect, and sort of brought you back to that classic version of Kakashi that you remember from the original Naruto anime series. The one who was not de-evolved into something of a pervy joke character, but someone who is looked at as a super respected and super powerful character. I mean, he was the friggin' 6th Hokage after all. And that's what made him such an interesting character in this arc right here. All the characters teaming up together was great. Iwabe sort of like bringing Boruto back from the brink of not even caring anymore about this was also really inspiring and awesome. It was a great episode, which makes me want to see more of these side characters, too. And I never thought that's something that I'd want to see from the series. And I didn't even talk about the scene with Mitsuki, where he actually did save Boruto from Kakashi. That's actually how that meeting took place. And Kakashi just hit the crap out of Mitsuki. That actually took him out for a while before he healed. But he came back and being smiling and creepy as he always was before. It's really great. So, man, what a great episode right here, guys. From production, story, everything, animation, just solid addition to the series. One of the best episodes as far as I'm concerned. And I can't wait for the next one because it looks like we're going to get the formation of the Genin teams. And it almost appears as if Boruto and his team are actually going to be battling against the daughter of the late Asuma and Koronai, where I believe her name is Mirai. It looks like she's going to be taking part in that episode, and it looks really cool, so let's get excited for that. But this episode right here was awesome. It was a fantastic end to this arc, and it makes me look back fondly on all of the Academy days, because going forward, I'm sure things are just going to get crazier from here. 5 out of 5. Check it out, Boruto fans. This was a fantastic episode. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more Boruto reviews and tons of other anime and manga reviews and discussions and all that stuff. I'll see you guys next time. And as always, stay down there, baby.